everyone, Holly here. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're well. First off, I'd like to thank you all for the feedback on my last video. I really appreciated reading all your sweet comments and hearing your stories. I'm also happy to hear that you found what I said relatable and helpful in some ways, so thank you so much. Before starting out with this video, let me remind you to subscribe to my channel here if you enjoy the content, and to follow me on Instagram if you'd like to see more of my art. I also want to thank all the people who supported me on Ko-fi. We surpassed more than 13k downloads on my liner brush there, and that's crazy. All the brushes are free, by the way, and you can find the links for everything down below. In this video, we're going to be talking about working with social media as a digital artist and the mental aspect of it. I'll tell you some of my tips that I've learned over the years, my personal experience, how to manage it without getting overwhelmed and frustrated, and hopefully help you grow emotionally stronger to handle the internet in the best way possible. So without further ado, let's start with the first point. I started my Instagram account back in 2017, and at the time I knew absolutely nothing on how to build a career as a digital illustrator online. I kinda just posted whatever I drew, no research whatsoever, and of course almost zero results. This will need dedication, but let me tell you this, you need to work smarter instead of harder. Managing your Instagram without getting overwhelmed and spend too much time on your phone is crucial, because I assume your main focus is to create art and at the same time making sure that it gets seen to possibly build a career around it. So if you're just starting out with art, that's totally fine too. Don't be scared to share it. In my experience, yes, people enjoy to see very skilled, incredible artists, but they also enjoy seeing the progress of another fellow artist learning and having someone they can relate to. So if you're starting from zero, of course it will take a little bit of time to build the account. Just be patient and be constant. So that brings us to our next point. Showing up on your account is very important. People will see that you're serious and reliable, especially if you're offering commissions. Your clients are, after all, buying from a stranger on the internet, and being there, updating, is reassuring to them. They have to know where to find you, but I will go more in depth on this topic on the next video, where we will talk about commissions. So showing up is very important. Just post 2 to 3 times a week, whatever feels comfortable to you. Update your stories every day. That's also very important to grow fidelity between you and your community. Even a little work in progress is fine, or you can keep everyone engaged with polls and questions, which are super fun to me, to be honest. When I started out, I showed up only a couple times a month, updated my stories rarely, and that's bad. Be there. At that time it felt like a chore to me, and it doesn't have to be, it needs to be effortless. And once you have a schedule and a workflow, it will be. Now you'll probably tell me that 2 to 3 posts per week might be a little too much for an artist, but you just need to be ahead, having 5-6 artworks ready before starting with your schedule. This will be even easier if you incorporate video content too. So instead of posting, let's say, 3 artworks per week, you can post 1 artwork and 2 reels, or 1 artwork and 1 reel. That's when I started to see a real growth on my account, which brings us to our next point. I know, guys, I know this is a real struggle for many artists. Some of us really hate that they have to create video content. I consider myself lucky because video making and filming is so much fun to me. It really is a passion. For some artists, it just isn't, and I get it. You just want to create your illustration, post it, and get the same engagement, and it should be like this actually. Today Instagram is drawing a bit more traffic on posts, and that's great. I noticed it too, but reels, they are still important. So experiment with different formats, or if you just hate it, post your speed paints, or those little step-by-step process following the rhythm, those do very well too. After all, it's worth a try, because this is content that you can post not only on Instagram but on TikTok and YouTube Shorts too, so that's huge. Short form content doesn't necessarily mean less value. We live in this weird low attention span era full of nothing or very zero effort content. We are in the niche in all of this pretty much, so if we can bring value to short form, that's wonderful. In my experience, you don't have to follow the trends if you don't want to. I know that can be overwhelming, and maybe you feel the need to do stuff that other artists do but don't resonate with you, so you don't have to do that. I actually did many experiments and posted even 30-35 seconds reels, and you might say, well, that's nothing, but in terms of short form, it actually is pretty long. But my videos did well anyways, and I also received many comments telling me exactly this. Your videos don't have to last 7 seconds to do well, I promise. To build a comfortable environment in your account, it's very important that you talk to your followers. When you post, always write a couple words on your caption, a little story about your day, even a single phrase that will make people know you more and relate to you. But very important, guys, do not overshare. Sometimes people mistake their social media for their personal journal, sharing very, very personal, private stuff, and that is something you want to avoid, in my personal opinion, especially if you're an artist and you want to build a career. Make sure your account is dedicated to that. Be friendly, be real, be yourself, but keep it professional at the same time. I'm not saying you can say how you're feeling, just do not overshare about your private life. I just wanted to tell you this also to protect your mental health, and this comes from a very anxious person, so just protect yourself in that sense. Also, guys, remember to reply to comments and acknowledge the people who took the time to leave you a couple sweet words. I know it can be hard when you receive a negative one, and I know some people don't start another account because they're scared. I was one of those people, so I completely understand. What I can tell you is, it's the internet, it happens. It's just not worth feeling bad because of a stranger on the internet. If I receive a kind critic, please note that I don't get offended very easily though, that's individual. I just say thank you for your feedback. I'll experiment more with that, something like that. I might find myself agreeing with that person too, so if it happens to you, don't let that bring you down. Give that comment the importance that it deserves. Don't stress about it, be ready, and keep going. I also suggest you to avoid arguing with people on your posts. Keep it positive, at least try to keep it positive, and of course I hope it never happens to you guys, but if you receive bad insults from a troll, etc., just delete the comment. It's not even worth the time, just eject it into deep interstellar space. Last but not least for today, guys, maybe this is the most important point. To protect your mind from anxiety and frustrations, you need to be just a tiny bit emotionally detached from your art. What I mean by this is that you're posting on the internet and it's inevitable that a random 10 years old might see your art and repost it on his account. That could happen. I see some artists getting so sad and angry at this stuff, and I get it, it's a little annoying, but my opinion is that you should only worry when unfair, serious stuff happens. Someone posting on their page, not a problem to me. It is wrong, of course, but not worth your mental health. We reached the end of the video, guys. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I hope you found what I said helpful, and this is all the things that I would have loved to hear when I first started, and I hope this can give you some courage too, maybe. Thank you so much for watching. and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.